How's it going, everybody? It's me. I know I don't upload that much. I don't know. I'm not one of those people that is obsessed with becoming some big YouTuber, so I'm not always uploading. But because of some recent Dragon Ball stuff, I just felt like talking, just spitting my opinion. I don't really make videos like that anymore. It's usually just reviews. So today I kind of want to just talk about, in my opinion, the problem with modern day Dragon Ball. And when I mean modern day, I mean circa, let's say, 2013, 2012 to now. Um, so I don't know how long anybody that's watching this, if anybody's watching this, has been a Dragon Ball fan. I know there's a lot of new people because of Super a couple years ago. But for those of us who were fans before Dragon Ball Super, at one point in time, we had nothing new. We didn't have anything new. It was just video games. So for a lot of us growing up as Dragon Ball fans in the 2000s, mid 2000s, and early 2010s, we were always hoping for something new, some sequel, either a sequel to GT or some type of reboot or even a movie. But no, all we got for a long time was new video games. Of course, we had the Yo Son Goku and his friends return in 2008. That was a jump special, so it's not like a really reboot. It was just like a one-time thing. Then we had in 2011 the episode of Bardock, which a lot of people don't like. A lot of people do like. It's kind of like one of those things. Bardock is like a whole different can of worms when it comes to modern day Dragon Ball and people's opinions on him or what they've done with the character more specifically. So for a long time, so many of us were thirsty. We were hungry for new Dragon Ball because it wasn't saturated. It wasn't oversaturated like maybe it was in the 90s in Japan, or maybe when the Dragon Ball Z craze began late 90s, early 2000s over here in America. But we have reached that point and surpassed that with modern day Dragon Ball, with Dragon Ball Super specifically. So I wanted to talk about mainly like three issues. I think three reasons why, three problems with modern day Dragon Ball. And let me make full disclosure because nowadays people just take everything too literally. I love Dragon Ball. It's like my favorite thing. I don't even say favorite anime or favorite show. It's my favorite thing. I love Dragon Ball. I've been a fan of Dragon Ball. I count myself as a fan since about 2005. So we're talking about 16 years as a hardcore Dragon Ball fan. I love this franchise. I love this show. And I'm not going to act like it's perfect. Especially not modern day Dragon Ball. I think if you don't have like criticisms of anything that you enjoy, is it really objective? Is your opinion really objective? And that being said, my favorite thing in the world I have problems with, which is I also filmed this video in here so you can see I am a fan. I'm a real fan. I'm not a fake. You can go back and look at my old videos from even 10 years ago. I've been a fan for a very long time. So I think having a criticism is fair. So let's get into my first big problem with modern day Dragon Ball. My first big problem with modern day Dragon Ball is the time frame. So I love Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods, which came out in 2013. So this is the beginning of the Dragon Ball Renaissance, modern day Dragon Ball, if you will, before Dragon Ball Super. I loved it. And at the time when it came out, at first I was like, Dragon Ball Z? You know, as a fan, I'm like, okay, if they're going to make a new Dragon Ball film, why don't they go in chronological order? Why are we going back in time? But I was like, whatever. They're probably doing that because Dragon Ball at its peak in terms of popularity was Z. In my opinion, in terms of quality, the original Dragon Ball, like OG, Kid Goku is peak in terms of quality, even to this day. It's peak quality Dragon Ball. But you cannot deny that the pinnacle of its popularity and what made it its identity is Dragon Ball Z. So of course they would go back, you know, and it was kind of like a one-time thing. I kind of saw Battle of Gods at the time as like an encore Like people had been begging for something new for years. So I thought honestly that was going to be the only movie that we got. So at the time, I didn't think the time frame they chose was wrong. Now it's the main reason why Dragon Ball Super has some of the issues that it has. It's stuck inside of the 10-year time gap between the defeat of Kid Buu and the end of Dragon Ball Z, the manga and the anime. It's been stuck in between there for 6 years now. It's insanity to me. It's insanity to so many people, which is why we don't get the tension that we're supposed to get. We don't get the tension that we got when we watched Dragon Ball as a kid, because Dragon Ball as a kid was ongoing for us. We didn't already know what was going to happen. We already know, like, I don't know how many times, like even watching Goku Black, right? Because if we're talking about Dragon Ball Super arcs that had tension, there was barely any tension in any of them. The only time you could say there was tension in Dragon Ball Super, the anime, not the manga, the anime, was the Goku Black arc. And that was because they were in a different timeline, for Trunks. But even then, you still have it in the back of your head that, oh, this takes place before the end of Z. This takes place before the 27th, or is it the 27th? I think it's the 27th Tenkaichi Budokai. So we know that Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, all these guys, Piccolo, they're all going to live. Nobody's going to die. And what has happened? Other than Super making stupid retcons and like Piccolo getting killed in the Resurrection F anime, other than that, we know that everybody is still going to be around. Nothing is going to change between this time frame of the beginning of Super to the end. Nothing will affect the characters in a way that is like groundbreaking, like story changing. So everything that happens in between is inconsequential. Unless we're talking about throwaway characters like a future Trunks, like a Goku Black, any of these characters that are not part of the main cast. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin, Bulma, Chi-Chi, Goten, Trunks, like nothing has happened to them. And all of them really haven't changed since the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, since Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. A lot of them essentially are still the same characters that they were if you were to pick up the Dragon Ball Z manga and read the Buu Saga. So that's kind of like the main issue that has been plaguing Super. Every single arc, I mean, at the time of this recording, we're in the not the Moro arc, we're in the Granola arc. And the most recent chapter, I think chapter 76, just released, and everybody's been going crazy about it because Vegeta basically reverting his character back to Z Vegeta. The whole having a grudge against Kakarot, having this rivalry, not giving up his pride. Certain aspects of his character have been conflicting throughout Super because we're stuck in this time frame. Now, this is to Dragon Ball GT's actually advantage, because Dragon Ball GT is a 5-year gap after the end of Z. The characters have evolved. The characters have grown up. All of them, every single one of them, they all grew up, which is another criticism of Super that people have and that I have. Everybody's perpetually the same age for a long time. Goten and Trunks still look like 7 and 8-year-olds, but they're not. They're 13 years old. Or if you were to compare Dragon Ball Z Trunks at 13 in the history of Trunks, slightly older looking. But that kind of goes with the whole thing about marketing with Dragon Ball Super. It's a big marketing scheme. Well, not really a scheme. It's big. It's just so reliant on marketing. I mean, look at Goku. He changed gis once, but he's still wearing his iconic, orange and blue. And of course, that's his main look. But look, we know at the end of Z, he's wearing something different. Symbolically, it means something. I know it's as silly as somebody wearing different clothes, but it's like he's never aging. Vegeta reverting back to his battle armor. Gohan reverting back to Buu Saga. Like, Piccolo never changes. But these are the things that are like, okay, these characters are really not changing. They're not changing. This is supposed to be a sequel to Dragon Ball Z, a continuation. which leads into my second point. My main issue with modern day Dragon Ball is it is too heavily reliant on the past. It's too heavily reliant on callbacks, on references, on references to classic moments. I'll give an example. The first big great moment in Dragon Ball Super is the Kaioken Blue scene in the Universe 6 versus 7 tournament. And don't get me wrong, I love that moment. It's an awesome moment. But it's the first of so many callbacks. It's like Dragon Ball Super does not have an identity outside of Dragon Ball Z. It's literally living purposely in the shadow of Dragon Ball Z, so much so that it uses so many ideas from Dragon Ball Z over and over again. Easy examples, because they don't stop. So, easy examples. All right. Reviving Frieza. Straight up, even though it was Toriyama's idea, straight up referencing Dragon Ball Z, referencing the original, referencing the Frieza saga. A lot of that is not original. It's not original, meaning it's not new. All right, second, Kaioken Blue, like I just said. Within that tournament, references to the Gallic Gun, the final Flash scene from Vegeta versus Cell. There's just way too many callbacks. All right, let's go to the Goku Black arc, which is more unique, even though it still is not super original because, look, Future Trunks is coming back. Don't get me wrong, I love Trunks. I love Future Trunks. He's probably my second favorite character in all of Dragon Ball. But that's being lazy. Calling back an old character to reel more fans in without doing anything really new. Goku Black, essentially a new character, but is at the same time not 100% a new character because we're using Goku's body. Not the most original idea in the world, but still I do love that arc. I hate the ending. Now, that arc doesn't have too many offenses when it comes to referencing the old series. But after that, that's when we get so many of them. Tournament of Power. Look, I love Ultra Instinct, but it's very clear that they're trying to make this the new Super Saiyan. It's in terms of the original Super Saiyan, the impact that Super Saiyan had when it first came out. I say Ultra Instinct is probably the most original idea that they have come up with in Dragon Ball Super, in modern day Dragon Ball, and probably is the best idea or concept that they've had. But there's so many references within the Tournament of Power to the original Z. Bringing back 17. 17 greets Piccolo in the same way they both were about to warm up in their fight in Dragon Ball Z. There are so many references. I can literally go on and on and on. And this is more apparent in the manga with Toyotaro. The Moral Arc. I love the Moral Arc. I think the Moral Arc is the best arc in Dragon Ball Super. I think, bar none, it's the best. The problem is the very end of it. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing Ultra Instinct Goku, just look incredibly badass. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to see it. They make the form look great. The portrayal is great. But what happens? They pull a Kid Buu. Vegeta uses Spirit Fission to hold back Moro and get more energy for Goku. And they basically pull a Spirit Bomb. Everybody's giving their energy. They do the Spirit Bomb, and instead of throwing it, they give it to Goku. Like, it's literally a Kid Buu, and then a callback to Oob. I don't know how many callbacks to Oob we have to get in Dragon Ball Super before we actually get Oob. And I'm not even like one of those people that's like, oh, bring Oob on, He's just another character to me. But why do we keep referencing Dragon Ball Z? Why do we keep referencing the past? I mean, like I said, you can go on and on and on about this. In the Tournament of Power, there's literally a character that is literally Hachiek. He's literally Hachiek. I forget the name of the dude. I think Aniraza or something. He's literally Hachiek. There's Tuffles. And most of all, the worst overly used concept is Revenge Against the Saiyans, which is what we're going through right now with Granola. I'm one of the few people that's just completely not interested in the character. I'm not interested in the story of Granola at all, because I've seen this done better. It's called the Baby Arc in Dragon Ball GT. I'm sorry. people give so many criticisms to Dragon Ball GT, but one of the things they absolutely did right that you cannot debate is the concept of Baby. And Baby's not even originally 100% original either. He's the second Hachiyak. Hachiak's the original. Hachiak's the original plan to eradicate the Saiyans. The original like avenger of his people against the Saiyans. So this concept keeps being used, and I just don't know why we have so many references. Even like Vegito, right? I love Blue Vegito. I love Vegito. Vegito is probably my favorite of the two fusions. But we're using Vegito. We're doing fusion again. And then, not only are we using fusion, but we're going to ruin it by giving it a limit. Gogeta. I love Gogeta in the Broly movie. But we're using him again. And we're making references to his original appearance in movie 12. Fusion Reborn. Broly. Now, I love the super version of Broly more than Z. But bringing him back is the most blatant example of the Dragon Ball Super crew does not have new ideas in their head, so we're just continuing to use old ideas, old characters, and literally reboot them. That is the most blatant example, which is Dragon Ball Super Broly. And don't get me wrong, I think Dragon Ball Super Broly is an awesome movie. I think you can argue that it's the greatest Dragon Ball movie. My personal favorite is Battle of Gods and then probably Broly, but you can make the certain argument that it's the most complete and best feature-length Dragon Ball film ever. But there's just far too many callbacks to original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and even some GT, where it's like Super doesn't have its own real identity. I mean, hell, look at even Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. It's the original Super Saiyan with a blue skin and, some God Ki and some other little attributes, but it's not entirely original. I'm sorry, that's my main criticism with Dragon Ball Super and just modern day Dragon Ball. And I say modern day Dragon Ball because this problem that exists in Dragon Ball Super has now bled into Dragon Ball Heroes. And I used to be the biggest Dragon Ball Heroes fan. I was playing the game. I was playing the games before it was even mainstream over here, before we even got any type of Dragon Ball Heroes over here. I was playing the games. I was always watching those trailers. I love the trailers that they used to do back in the day before they went to Super Dragon Ball Heroes. And Super Dragon Ball Heroes is the biggest offender when it comes to these callbacks to everything. Z, GT, everything. I mean, they call back every single thing. They don't have any real original ideas, to be honest with you. And whatever they do have is like, there's not that much effort put into it. And it's kind of created an oversaturation of Dragon Ball. It's kind of created like fatigue. It's going to create fatigue in the series. People are going to get fatigued. That's just my personal opinion. I think those are the main issues with modern day Dragon Ball. Is mainly this 10-year time skip and just the callbacks. Is far too many references to the original. So much so to the point where you have to ask yourself, does Dragon Ball Super have its own identity that is separate from Dragon Ball Z? Me as a fan, look, I'm going to consume it regardless. I'm going to read it, watch it regardless, support it regardless, unfortunately, because I am such a big fan. But there are times where I'm like, we're doing this again? Really? Why? Why can't we do something new? But that's not to say that Dragon Ball Super has nothing new. But my main criticism is, if you were to write everything down, if you were to write a summary, like a Wikipedia summary of Dragon Ball Super, you can pluck so many things out that are just not original. But those are some of my main criticisms. Tell me what you guys agree with. Tell me what you guys disagree with. I'm willing to have a discussion. I just kind of wanted to talk about it after I read Dragon Ball Super Chapter 76 and listened to a lot of people's opinions online about it and their criticisms of Vegeta's character and other people's criticisms of other people's criticisms of the chapter. So just wanted to know what you guys think. yeah, so I'll catch you guys later.